Hello everybody, it's Gwendolyn. Sorry I've got a cold, but I'm here and I will stay here and help you. Because today I will be telling all you guys how to get good GCSE results, how to pass them, how to get your good grades, how to achieve 9s, especially 8s and 9s around that margin, and how to just cope through it all. Don't worry, I've been there. So there'll be 10 ways, and because everyone works differently, you can use all of them. Obviously, you'll be using different ways for different subjects, definitely. I'll be recommending which ways to use for which subjects. But obviously, at the end of the day, you know how you learn best. And I just hope you enjoy the video and it's helpful. So, way number 1. Make revision notes. Please, just do that. And if you're someone who has left everything till last minute, don't worry, it's the place for you here in this video. If you've made revision notes or you haven't, you need to have some form of notes. So even if you've made your own, don't think that that's fine. Because one mistake I did was that I made my own revision notes. For some subjects they were too detailed, and for some subjects they were too basic. So for science, at first, after I did my mocks, I didn't do well. And because my notes weren't detailed, but in the end, I managed to pull them together and get 8s in my sciences. That was with the help of a revision guide. I did have my own notes, but I had to use this as well. And I would look inside of it and I would highlight key bits, try to remember information, understand how it works, and that really helped me a lot. So that is something basically you all need to have. No matter what, you need to have revision notes to help you recall and memorise information. Way number 2. Leading on from what I said in way number 1, you can use post-it notes. And post-it notes are great because you can take them out, stick them on your wall, swap them around, put them around the room. They are light, easy to carry. So for my sciences, especially in my revision guides, I would highlight a page of keynotes, read it through twice. First time, just read it. Second time, highlight. Then I would use a maximum 2 post-it notes. I would stick them in the corner of the page and write down key information in pencil. Make sure you do it in pencil. You can rub things out, add things. And before the exam, or if I was going back to the page, I would just read the post-it notes and a few maybe key bits I highlighted. This is a really, really good technique, and it works if you're in a rush. If you didn't do much revision notes and you just need to know information fast, because I was almost cramming my science in last minute because I didn't have good quality enough notes when I was writing them in year 10. And it's okay, we all make mistakes. But I managed to get 8s in all of them, and it was worth it. So post-it notes, a great thing. You can stick them on your wall, walk past, have a look at them, stick them on your cupboard. They're amazing. Let's just take a moment to honour post-it notes. Way number 3. Get someone to test you. It is really good, and if you're someone who procrastinates a lot, it is great for getting you to do something, because if someone else is there, you can't say no. So, and also if they're there to test you, it really does put you on the spot, helping you recall that information. This will be especially useful for definitions, keywords, a language. Now, you may say, oh, my dad or my mum or whoever you get to test you may not speak Spanish, but you can get them to maybe say the English and you say the Spanish. And keywords as well is something really great because you need your terminology in there. Quotations for English, that's great as well, because it's really boring learning quotations for English in your room and repeating them to yourself. And after a while it gets boring, it doesn't go into your head and it's just a waste of time. Find a shortcut, get someone to test you. It is brilliant, and it was definitely worth it. Way number 4. Teach someone. If you teach a family member, a friend, of information that they don't know anything about it, and you teach them and they understand it, shows you have enough knowledge not just to know it yourself, but to tell and teach someone else to help them understand it. Your teachers are specialists in their subjects and they teach you. If you can teach someone else, shows that you know about 100% of, you know a lot of that stuff. And teaching someone and them knowing how to do it also makes you feel great about yourself. So don't just stay in your room and do everything by yourself. Try and maybe spend time with your family by teaching them or, talking to them. Trust me, it's a really nice thing to do, and it's a really great way to help you revise. Number 5, do practice questions. Especially, you can do this for every single subject, but especially for subjects like maths. I got a 9 in maths, and how I did it was because I did practice questions. Many of my friends were reading over their beautifully highlighted and coloured notes. For maths especially, you can't do stuff like that. You need to do practice questions. For things even like English as well, you need to get used to the type of exam style questions you do. Get used to reading text. Science as well, helping you apply your knowledge. Problem solving questions, everything. To be honest, practice questions I think are even better than notes because it's proving, just like teaching someone, that you know your information and you know what to do. And it's definitely not a waste of time, because if you revise something and just read over something, you might be having a bad day, it might not be going into your head. But if you do a practice question, if you get it wrong, you then know that that's the bit you need to look at. If you get it right, you know that you don't need to focus as much on that. So it's a great way to tell what you need to revise and what you don't need to revise. Now, if you're someone that thinks, I'm good at everything or I don't know what to revise, this is something for you. Look at your past assessments, end of unit tests. You always say to yourself, why do my teachers give me those? They give you those so when a big exam like GCSEs come, you can look back at them and think, oh, I did really bad in this particular test. Then that's the topic you revise the most, or that's what you put your more focus on. If you always do particularly bad at this type of 3-mark question, or an application question, or a simple definition, that's what you need to revise. If you see that there's a pattern in all of your assessments from the past, that you always seem to get a particular type of question wrong, that's there for you. That information is yours. You can just work on that. Work on that type of question. Work on what you got wrong. And especially if you're someone who procrastinates a lot, this will be a great way to, get around everything and only need to revise the stuff that you're really struggling with. And past assessments will definitely show that. Number 7, do a study revision group. Okay, so my mum is full on Asian. Yes, I know, yeah. And a thing that she did is that she'd invite friends over to do a study group. Personally, if you're someone very, very chatty and you can't get on with your work, this might not be for you. But at the same time, if you're someone who just tries to revise but ends up getting distracted, if you get your friends to come round or people to come round to your house and study a subject together, you can study together, you can teach each other, you can test each other, you can exchange revision ideas. Maybe in their revision notes they have something that you don't have. You can swap revision notes, have a read. And if you think, oh, we'll get distracted, we'll chat, have breaks in between, or put your phones to the side. I did that, and actually I didn't have revision groups with my closest friends. I had it with classmates that I thought that I wouldn't chat with loads. And it really did help, because I needed help with this subject. He needed help with a subject that I was good in, so we both helped each other. Number 8. This isn't really a way to revise, but it's a way to help you feel better about revising. Have breaks, okay? I had a friend that would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, revise, and then go to bed at 10 o'clock. That isn't the way forward. She did get good results, but she was having a really stressful time, and I don't know how, but she did have lots of mental breakdowns, and it's really bad for your mental health. Me personally, I did half an hour and then had a 10-minute break. Now, sometimes I would get distracted and my break would go on for longer, but near the end of April, around that time, I said to my parents, look, after my break, tell me to go upstairs, and if you really want to, tell someone in your family to make you do it. Or, you know, put your phone away, put your tablet away, put the thing that distracts you away. And during your break, maybe don't go on your phone, maybe go for a walk around your garden or for a walk outside, because you'll be inside all day maybe, or even you can revise outside. But just make sure at the end of the day you have breaks. And having a break, I realised I felt so much better going downstairs, getting myself a cup of tea and biscuits, talking to my sister for a few minutes was better than going on my phone for 10 minutes. Because if you stay in the same place and then have a 10-minute rest at your desk, it feels like you've not had a rest. You need to get out of your room or get out wherever you're revising in, whatever place you're revising in, walk around, because it makes your body and your mind feel that you've done something different. And maybe play a musical instrument, do a hobby for a bit. But when you come back, you'll feel so much better about revising. Number 9. This is probably one you already know, but flashcards. Things that you can take out of the house. Maybe if you're on the bus or if you're on a car journey, you can get flashcards out. You can look at them with key definitions, things that you will always need to know and things that you might always forget. Simple definitions. You know, you shouldn't really be learning simple definitions in your revision. You should be learning the big stuff, the required practicals, things like that. Take things that are slightly more simple, easier to revise with you. So if you're out for dinner and you're waiting for your meal, take out some revision notes for science maybe, or for English. Memorize some small quotations, some things like the definition of an enzyme, things like that. Save the heavy stuff for home. Don't just spend all your time at home memorizing a whole list of definitions, because you can fit that in short times. So yeah, that's number 10. Now, this is a slightly different one that not many people have heard of, or not many people do. This is really good for memorizing information. I would probably do this more for a language or English, but it's to record yourself. Now, I know that might sound a bit cringy and hearing your voice, but for example, for Spanish, what I did, I got one of the highest marks for Spanish in my year. And what you do is you record yourself, and because you get used to your voice, you play it while you're brushing your teeth or in the shower. I all know that some of you listen to music in the shower. Instead of that, if you want to spend less time at your desk revising and more time having fun and watching TV, use your time wisely. Listen to yourself saying your Spanish vocab or your Spanish speaking in the shower while you're brushing your teeth. Or say your English, or record yourself saying your English quotes, you know, and listen to them, I don't know, while you're cooking dinner or whatever you're doing. It's a really good way. You don't think you're memorizing it, you think it's useless, but actually it does go in eventually. Once you come back and test yourself, you'll realise, wow, I didn't know I knew that. It's just things like, you know, we don't know we know, but we actually do remember it. So that's it for today, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm still new to YouTube, and, you know, I still feel like I need a bit more confidence posting these videos. But I just did this because I really wanted to help everyone doing their GCSEs. I did mine in 2019, so I did do the new specification, so don't worry, you're all up to date here. Any questions, pop them down in the comments below, and please subscribe if you like this. And any requests for any more YouTube videos, I will be happy to take them into consideration. Thank you.